Welcome back, everyone, to Anthem in the year 2020 on PlayStation 5. This is Ike3012 from Oxid Gaming, and we're going to take a look at how this game actually looks on next-gen consoles, what can you expect from it, and my limited playtime with it, how it's actually been, I'd say, well, the game hasn't been optimized, so to speak, but running a game which was built on PC and worked really well on next gen, and how that actually works right now. So Anthem has always been graphically an amazing game. I mean, the art style, the environments, everything is so well polished, and on next gen, it looks absolutely fantastic. The game's got, one of the biggest gripes about the game was load times, which has totally been eradicated now with the new high performance drives on next-gen consoles. And it's made the game quite an interesting experience overall. Mind you, this game has not been optimized for PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. However, there is something about it that makes it seem really nice. So, just diving right into it, this is Fort Tarsus. This is, I guess you say, your hub, your public space. Now, my biggest gripe, and this was all the way back with the beta, is you have to walk around this place to go from point A to point B. There is a map which shows you different points of interest, different NPCs, but it's not intuitive. The game does not tell you where you need to go. And when you're walking around in this really slow, bobblehead type motion, trying to go from point A to point B, it's not the most appealing. As you can see, switching through menus, looking at weapon types, and just going through the different sections of the game is super smooth on next gen, which is amazing. I'd have to say that although the game is not optimized, and I'm going to be saying this quite a bit, it does look really good. Now I'm playing on a monitor, I'm not playing on an OLED or anything like that. This is a high refresh rate monitor, and obviously it's syncing through my capture card. But what I found absolutely awesome was the fact that the game loads quick enough, as long as you can find players to play with. So right now you can see we went into the animation of my javelin suiting up and going out, and that used to take time on previous generation consoles. Not anymore. The biggest problem right now, I'd say, is finding people to actually play with. That is the biggest problem. So while we're actually in here looking for a game, talk about some of the stuff that I've actually enjoyed about the game. The story is quite interesting. Mind you, it's not gotten the best exposition. The storytelling isn't great, I'd say, but for a first attempt, this is really good. And I like the fact that EA said that they're gonna in air quotations, rework the game to make it better. So I'm hoping for that. To be honest, I wouldn't have spent the $60 on this game in the first place. I did get it on a deal on the PlayStation Store. It was $10, so I was like, hey, what the hell? Just give it a shot. The next gen consoles were coming in, so I was curious to see how it would go. So, it is what it is. Now, coming back to the load times, this is the actual load time that you're actually going to be seeing. So, assuming the game's found me a bunch of players, or it said, forget it, we haven't found anyone to play with him, let's just go in and boot him into a solo game. If you look at the bar on top, that is the load time. It is not lightning quick. It is not like a 3-second load time and then boom, you're in the game. But compared to what it was and how big the worlds are, I think it's doing its job. The new high performance storage is doing its job. So now getting into the gameplay. Anthem has always been a game about abilities, gunfire, explosions, elemental damage, and maneuverability. That was probably one of the things I was most excited for about the game, that you've got different maneuverability. The game is also not just point and shoot. There are different puzzles. So for example, what you're seeing on screen right now is me just trying to figure out a particular puzzle to unlock this relic, or shaper relic, or something of the other language. I don't remember clearly. The gameplay, like I said, when it comes to maneuverability, it's all about not just standing there and tanking a bunch of damage. You need to be able to move around and adapt to the environment. You've got specific cues, you have to watch for your ability recharges. There are a whole bunch of things that you actually need to take into consideration. But the gameplay is smooth. I haven't had any crashes. I know people are going to probably disagree with that because on previous generation consoles and on PC, the game was buggy as all hell. But in the current state of it, it's ridiculously stable. So, you know, it works for what it is. The game's got multiple NPC types. So right now, I completely forgot what it is. I think this is called a Titan. You saw the level of my character. I've barely gotten to level like 15 or something, so I'm not too familiar about all the different characters and stuff in the game, but that's a Titan. So this would be either an open world boss or something or the other which has got like a point of interest and you need to clear it. So the game's not handing you stuff on a silver platter either. It makes it challenging for you. Of course, if I was playing with the group, with the team, we'd be able to combo abilities, be able to use the mechanic where you actually set up a primer for an ability, so like you frost damage or burn something, and then do a correlated or a subsequent ability which multiplies the damage of that ability based on the previous trigger mechanism. So yeah, it's been an interesting ride. This is a good example of using my ultimate ability on the Storm. So you can see the big combo numbers that pop up aren't as massive as they would have been if I had other teammates, but the game is playable solo. So it is something that someone can just pick up. And like I said, if you get it for a deal for $10 and you just want to have a game and you can just play with your friends if you want, or you can just even get in solo. Right now out of our clan, I'm the only one sitting and playing this game, but I'm having a lot of fun. It's an open world looter shooter, that's what it is. And at the end of the day, massive explosions, elemental damage, that is great. So I'm just gonna cut the audio for a bit right now, just go through some of the gameplay and reconvene in a couple of minutes. So guys, that's Anthem in 2020. Well, almost 2021 now, but as you can see, the gameplay has been smooth. The biggest concerns which people had about the game, about massive load times, the crashing and stuff like that, I don't know if the publishers have actually done anything or patched certain elements of the game, but the next gen consoles have kind of sorted out some of those major gripes. So if those were concerns of y'all and stopped you from experiencing the game, that's something you need to worry about anymore. There's also been word from the developers that they are going to be tweaking and changing and trying to make the game better. So that's again something to look forward to. And for $10, I don't think it's a big deal to kind of give the game a shot, especially if it's something that you want to play solo, just for a bit of, just give things a bit of a different twist. Yeah, some of the things that do bother me about the game, like I said, is the public space or the hub. Small elements about the game kind of making it more intuitive for a player and kind of telling them what they need to be looking for or what they need to be doing. But that's something I can live with as long as I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. And at the end of the day, Anthem was designed to be a fun game to play. The maneuverability, the flying, the different elemental attacks and damage types, as well as the gunplay, just make it quite an interesting game in 2020 going into 2021. And I'd be really excited to see what the developers are going to be doing and if they stick to their promise of trying to make the game better. So yeah, that being said, thank you all so much for watching. If you found the video interesting, if you liked what you saw, please hit that sub button, like the video, and wait for more content. So thank you so much again, and catch you next time. Bye-bye.